I'm Lucretia Renee Church. I'm glad you joined me for today's 3-Minute Matters. Here I discuss topics from a biblical perspective within 3 minutes, and it's about that time. Let's go. Some of you may have watched the movie Divergent, and some of you may not have seen it. And first of all, let me say this. I am in no way promoting the movie. I'm not suggesting that you see it or that you not see it. However, I have seen the movie, and it's all about being different. This is where they got the title from. To be divergent means differing from one another or from a standard. The Apostle Paul in the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 1 and 2 says this, "And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all that he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind that he will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship him. Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." Now, the more traditional version, like the King James, reads, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." To be conformed means to fashion your mind or to pattern yourself after another person. And to be transformed means to be a totally different form, to change into another form. So in essence, if you will, Paul is telling us that we need to be divergent. We need to be different, not following after the fads of every celebrity. You know, they wear their hair this way, you got to wear your hair that way. They wear this outfit, you got to wear that outfit. And then, you know, everybody wants to wear a waist trainer. Why? Be different. In order to be different, we have to renew our mind. We have to be renewing our mind. And that means that our mind has to go through a renovation. It has to go through a rebuilding, a tearing down of the way that we used to think to the ways of God. And the only thing that can renovate our minds is the Word of God by the Spirit of God. Now, the different I'm talking about is not being weird and reclusive. It's about being unique and peculiar, a new creation formed by God, for God. And when we read his word, he shows us how to be this. He shows us and he helps us to be on the path that we should be on. And we don't need the world to give us its standard or tell us what's acceptable. So I came to encourage you in that home, on that job, in that school, in the grocery store. Be divergent. Be the person who pushes others to be who God has called them to be and not to be like you. To be divergent. I know it's not easy, but it is something that we can do. But we have to do it by the Spirit of God, and we have to do it by the Word of God. Be divergent. I'm Lucretia Renee Church, and that was your 3-Minute Matters.